Okay, section 1.2 deals with inner product and orthogonality. As you see, yeah, there are the explanation of this section in these two YouTubes, and also this website has the earlier lecture note that I have made with the computational tools in it. In this section, we will discuss the concept of vector length and distance between two vectors, and how to calculate the angle between two vectors. This is a new concept for you, as well as a vector parallelism and orthogonality in Rn, okay, including. Okay, here's the definition. Suppose we have a vector in Rn like this, then the norm of the given vector, or length or magnitude, is defined in this way. Square root of the square of each component, addition of those. Okay? And we denote it as this. And we read it as a norm of x. And the distance between two vectors, this distance between two vectors in Rn, can be found in this way. The norm of x minus y vector. Okay, so distance between two vectors can be found in this way. The x minus y vector has each component like this, and the norm of that vector is the square root of the sum of the square of each component like this. Okay, so suppose we have two vectors in R4 like this, then the norm of x is just the square root of 2 square plus square of minus 1 plus square of 3 plus square of 2, which is this. Norm of y is the square root of square of 3 plus square of 2 plus square of 1 plus square of minus 4, which is square root of 30, like this. So it can be easily done. And the distance between two vectors also can be found without any difficulties, as 5 square root of 2. And this can be done in this way. If we define two vectors, x and y, like this, then norm of x or norm of y or norm of this difference of x minus y, this gives us the same answers that as we see here. Okay. You can actually practice it. With this command, you can always find the norm or distance of any size of vectors without any extra work. Euclidean inner product or dot product is defined in this way. Suppose we have two vectors x and y in Rn, then this x1, y1 plus x2, y2 plus plus xn, yn is called the dot product or Euclidean inner product. It's a very simple form of a general inner product. It's just one simple example. So we call it as a Euclidean inner product, and we denote it as a x dot y. Okay. From here, inner product of x and x can be written as the square of norm of x. We can easily check this from this, because x is x1 square plus x2 square plus xn square. So that's the square of square root of all those. It's the same as the square of the norm of x. Okay, suppose with the two vectors in the earlier example, and we can calculate the inner product of those two vectors x and y. So x and inner product of the Euclidean inner product or dot product of x and y can be found in this way. And it can be found with the command like this, with the command on inner product. Find the inner product of x and y. This is a command for finding inner product. So if it has the property, theorem 121 shows the property of the inner Euclidean inner product. Okay, such as this. Euclidean inner product of x, and x is always non-negative. If Euclidean inner product of x and x is 0, then x should be a 0 vector, and it is commutative, and it is what is this? x dot y. 이게 지금 여기 틀렸죠? 이거 오타 좀 찾아서 나한테 알려주세요. 자, 이 책에다 좀 적어줘라. 여기 뭐냐면 여기 x dot x this should be g 그러니까 x dot y dot g가 x plus y dot x plus y dot g should be written in this way. This is clear. And scalar multiple k comes out like this. So these are the simple properties. Also, it can be easily checked. So I ask you to do check these properties. The most important part of this section is this Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, which says the absolute value of inner product of x and y is always less than or equal to the product of norm of x and norm of y. Equality holds if and only if when x and y's are scalar multiple of one another. The rigorous proof of this one will this Cauchy-Schwarz inequality and parallelogram inequalities will be given in chapter 7. The important thing of this Cauchy-Schwarz inequality is this: if you divide both sides of this inequality with the right-hand side, then what do you have? You have this, isn't it? If you divide the inequality with this right-hand side, have this. This means this value is in between -1 and 1. This means there exists a theta and cosine theta which make this cosine theta is equal to this, because cosine theta moves from -1 to 1. So it should meet this value. Okay? So we can, there always exists a theta if we have two different vectors. This is a generalized concept of angle between two vectors. So we define this theta as this theta which satisfies this. The x inner product y is equal to cosine theta times norm of x times norm of y, like this. If we have two different vectors, if we have two vectors, there always exists a theta that satisfies this. We define this theta as an angle, as the angle of those two given vectors. Very important thing is this angle means a lot, because these vectors are not only can be the vectors in Rn. These vectors can be matrices or polynomials. Even if we have two different matrices, which can be considered as a vector, as two vectors, we can think the angle between two vectors, angle between two polynomials, angle between two continuous functions, etc. Okay? So the angle is defined in this way, you see. Not like what you have thought about the angle in the R2 or R3. So this is a very general concept of the angle, rigorous definition of the angle in Rn, which can be more expanded. Okay, and orthogonality. If the norm of the inner product of two vectors is equal to 0, then we call these two vectors are orthogonal. If inner product is equal to 0, then orthogonal. 이게 그러니까 아까 각도가 여러분들이 생각하는 이런 각도가 아닐 수 있는 거예요. 더 훨씬 더 일반화된 개념이야. 그리고 직각이라는 개념이 이런 각도가 90도라는 개념하고는 전혀 다른 거예요. 그냥 내적이 0이면 orthogonal이라는 소리예요. 내적이 0이면. 그러니까 그 90도인 직각은 orthogonal이라는 개념의 아주 작은 한 특별한 경우고 두 행렬이 orthogonal 할 수 있는 거예요. 두 개의 연속 함수가 orthogonal 할 수 있는 거예요. Okay. Anyway, so this so we give this is definition of orthogonality of two given vectors. If x is a scalar multiple of y, then we call these two vectors are parallel. 평행하다고 하죠. Next, unit vector. If the norm of a given vector is equal to 1, we call it is a unit vector. Okay. 단위가. And if x and y's are mutually orthogonal unit vector, then we call x and y's are called also normal vectors. Orthogonal and unit vector. Then we call it, those two vectors are orthogonal vectors, also normal vectors each other. If x is a non-zero vector, then the new vectors comes from the given vector x. Always, if we define in this way, that the length of this vector u is always 1, so we can always generate a unit vector which has the same direction of the given one. For two vectors x, y in R4, yeah, let's check whether they are orthogonal or not. So x and y, so find the inner product of those two vectors. If this is equal to true, then we can clearly say they are orthogonal. Okay, we can find the inner product of the two vectors with this command, as we mentioned. This is a triangle inequality for vectors, as you see. The norm of x plus y is less than or equal to norm of x plus norm of y. Equality holds if and only if x and y's are non-negative scalar multiple of one another. Non-negative multiple. If in that case, they are hold. The proof of this one just directly comes from the Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, as you already know. Okay, we just check whether those two inequalities are true or not. Verify the triangle inequalities. Suppose x and y's are given as this. Then norm of x and norm of y were found already, and the norm of the addition of two vectors are found already. So we can easily check the norm of x plus y is less than or equal to norm of x plus norm of y. Actually, we can if we generate randomly, if we randomly generate these two vectors and check this, then you will see it always holds. So, and among the unit vectors, if we define E1 as 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, and E2 as 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, En is equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, then in Rn, then we call this E1, E2, En, the set of these EIs, are called the standard unit vectors or coordinate vectors. Standard unit vectors. These are all unit vectors because the norms are all one. But it was also very useful, so we give a name as a standard unit vectors. With these standard unit vectors, any vectors, x like this, any vectors like this, can be written as a linear combination of these, whose coefficients are the component of these vectors. Okay? So any vector. For example, any vectors in R3 can be written as a linear combination of these three unit vectors. XYG can be written as XYG, X1, Y, X2, X3 is a linear combination of X1 times 1, 0, 0 plus X2 times 0, 1, 0 plus X3 times 0, 0, 1. So any vectors can be represented by these three vectors. Okay, so I think that's what counts. That's the end of the section 1.2, which deals with inner product and orthogonality and the linear combinations. Okay, any questions on section 1.2?